We're going to talk about this phenomenon called crowdfunding. You're going to have a thorough understanding of what this concept is all about and how to leverage it yourself to get all the funding you need for personal, business, and charitable causes. Crowdfunding is the Internet's #1 newest, most exciting phenomenon and social trend for raising funds. It's the idea of passing a basket around at church with a large crowd of people being able to contribute or combine small amounts of money to meet financial goals of any organization, group, or individual. So there's been a lot of media coverage concerning crowdfunding. There's a very good article in Forbes magazine. It was August 2014, and they call crowdfunding the next big trend. Now, Wikipedia defines crowdfunding as the practice of funding a project or venture by raising monetary contributions from a large number of people, typically via the internet. In a nutshell, crowdfunding is 21st century fundraising. So if you're raising money for your church or your organization, your charitable causes, doing yard sales, selling cookies and candies, that's old school. So we're going to bring you up to date, the information age. So crowdfunding is a worldwide phenomenon that is now helping to make the dreams of people just like you and me come true every day, to the tune of over $6.1 billion given to people to help them in 2013. $16 billion last year, and the World Bank estimates over $96 billion within the next few years. So crowdfunding is a powerful new global economy. In 2013, Facebook and crowdfunding were neck and neck in terms of the revenue that they produced, with Facebook grossing about $5.97 billion, crowdfunding grossing about $5 billion. With crowdfunding reaching $15 billion in 2014, it has now outperformed Facebook by billions of dollars. Bigger than Facebook? Now that's powerful. Powerful enough to fund any project, big or small, that you may desire. So let's talk about a few examples of what crowdfunding is doing and has done, not only around the country, but around the world. Now, maybe you might know this gentleman. This is James Robinson. Well, James Robinson makes about $10 an hour, and he lives in Detroit. A few years ago, his car broke down, and he couldn't afford to get it fixed, and he couldn't afford to buy a new one. So he did the next best thing. He walked back and forth to work 10 miles each way for over 13 years. His friends, they noticed it. They did a crowdfunding campaign. They wanted to raise $25,000 to purchase a car for him. The news media got a hold of it. They publicized it all over the world, and people just like you and I gave small donations that totaled over $300,000. It took 13,000 people just 1 month putting together these small donations in order to generate this amount of money for him. So do you think he got the car? Absolutely, and a whole lot more. Now I have a few questions for you. First one, did this really happen? Now if you have any doubt whatsoever, just go online and Google it. Now, a few other questions. Did this money come from the government? Was it a grant? Was it a loan? Does it have to be repaid? Is it legal? Absolutely. Now, if you have any doubt about that, you might want to Google that as well.
Okay, here's how it works. Partnersinwealth.org has 4 different funding packages. The bronze package begins at $25. The emerald package begins at $200. The diamond package begins at $500. And the platinum package begins at $1,000. Now choose the funding package appropriate for your specific campaign, which is the amount you need and its time frame. Each funding package has 4 funding levels. Depending on the financial level of your donors, you have the opportunity to receive 4 different amounts. On the bronze package, donors on your funding level 1 will be donating $25 to your campaign. Donors on your funding level 2 will be donating $50 to your campaign, and donors on your funding level 3 will be donating $100 to your campaign, and finally, donors on your funding level 4 will be donating $200 to your campaign. Now let's assume, just for this video, a few things. First, each campaign promoter receives only 10 donations, which is unrealistic because the average number of personal donors in a crowdfunding campaign go into hundreds to even thousands. In addition, each donor has their own campaign project that requires hundreds and thousands of dollars in donations. And finally, campaign promoters are willing to pay it forward to their first donation. Having said that, let's begin. First, go to the campaign promoter's webpage, register, and if you choose the bronze package, make a $25 donation to a partnersinwealth.org campaign promoter. Second, set up your campaign page and promote your project. Now let's say you received 11 donations on your first funding level. The first donation pays it forward to a partnersinwealth.org campaign promoter. You'll receive 100% on all 10 donations for your campaign. That's 10 times $25, which is $250. Now, take $50 from your $250 in donations, not from your pocket, and make a $50 donation. This qualifies you to receive $50 donations. When your 10 personal donors receive 10 donations each for their campaign, that's 100 potential second-level donations of $50 that can go to your campaign. That's 100 times $50, which is $5,000. Now, take $100 from your $5,000 donations, not from your pocket, and make a $100 donation. This qualifies you to receive $100 donations. And those 100 second funding level donors receive 10 donations each for their campaign. That's 1,000 potential third funding level donations of $100 that can go to your campaign. That's 1,000 times $100, which is $100,000. Now, take $200 from your $100,000 donations, not from your pocket, and make a $200 donation. This qualifies you to receive $200 donations. And then those 1,000 third funding level donors receive 10 donations each for their campaign. That's 10,000 potential fourth funding level donations of $200 that can go to your campaign. That's 10,000 times $200, which is $2 million. Now imagine, for a one-time small donation of $25 from you, along with a small effort on your part, the opportunity to receive up to millions of dollars of donations is exciting.